Hi everyone. In my last video, that I published something like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I show how you can create such as a satisfaction box where you can push a button, and according to the button that you pushed, is sending out through a Python script um, through your computer a request to your Matomo server installation, and then can register which button has been pushed. This, let's say, prototype that I created here was kind of fun, but as for drawbacks, that actually you need to have a real computer and a Python script in order to send the request to Matomo server. Today, I'm just going to make a brief introduction of how you can do that, but through a Wi-Fi request rather than using actually a Python script. Okay, so what I did is I designed a prototype by using an ESP8266, which is this component that you can see here, which is very cheap. It just costs $1.5. And this is a Wi-Fi component, which is kind of very difficult to configure, but that's once configured can be used in order to send some Wi-Fi request to the SSID network you get connected to. So actually tonight I worked on another prototype, let's say, where you have a button here. So this is a green button, and when I push this button, it's gonna send actually a request that I defined, which is a request saying the word happy to Matomo servers in order for me to know actually how many people pushed on this button. Unfortunately, the ESP01 that you can see here is not very user-friendly, which means that once you set all the wire up in order to have the Wi-Fi connection working, you just have one pin left. And as a result, as you have only one pin left, you can just have one button. Okay, so unfortunately, I will say that the tutorial that you are currently watching is not going to give you the full box in itself, because definitely the ESP8266 is not the component that you need in order to design the satisfaction box properly. So let's say in order to have, let's say, 2, 3, 4 buttons, well, the ESP8266 is not the good fit for you. But anyway, I'm just going to show you how I made this whole stuff works. So basically, as you can see, we have all the wires that I already explained in another video regarding the ESP266, which is set here. And you have here a connection with the button, which is made through the GPIO, I think it's GPIO2. So this is the brown cable that you can see here, which is then going to the ESP8266 in order to send the signal if the button has been pushed or not. Okay, so that's the things that you need. So basically, what you need is just to look on the internet and find out a source code explaining you how to register the state of the button once it is pushed, and as well you need to have the code in order to send the request. So it's pretty straightforward actually. To get the code in order to send the request, you just need to go here within File, and then you go within Samples, and then you go here and you select ESP8266 Wi-Fi HTTPS request. And once you click on it, you will get actually the HTTPS request. Yes, you will get actually a sample of, let's say, of the source code that you need in order to send the request. Actually, I created another video just for that, which is called a simple HTTPS request with Arduino ESP8266, which is explaining you actually how to send straight away a request to Matomo server. So that's the first thing that you need to have. Actually, that's just a copy and paste of this source code, and to add it actually to another script, which is the one that you are currently having here. So I just made a copy and paste of the HTTPS request here. So as you can see, you have all the source code here. And so of course I I hide my SSID, my password. So you will put yours here and yours here. Here you mention actually which is the server that you would like to request. Here is my fingerprint, so I hide it as well. And then all you need is actually to say, oh, I'm going to use a button. So you're going to say, okay, I have an integer. This is my variables. And then say, okay, my button is going to be on pin 2. So GPIO2 of my ESP8266. Then I'm going to listen what's going to happen on these specific pins. And then if, so this is what I have here, if the state of the button equal 1, so if the button has been pushed, then I'm firing actually the HTTPS request. So what I will do is I will copy and paste all this source code and put it at your disposal on YouTube in order for you just to copy and paste it. So basically, you just need to make the wiring to the ESP8266 and then to add a button on the GPIO2. And what's going to happen now is if you go on your Matomo installation, right? So in my case, actually in the script, I decided that every time that someone's going to push the button, it's going to send a request to Matomo server, plus it's going to fill in with a custom dimension the value happy. So every time that someone's going to push my button, it's going to send a request which can contain actually the dimension happy. So as a result, as you can see, I made some tests here. So here within this custom dimension, so which is called AVI, which stands for reviews, I currently have the value of 3, so I can refresh my page in order to show that nothing has happened. And now, yep, so yeah, as you can see, the value is 3. And now if I push this button here, whoops, so I pushed it. What's going to happen now is the fact that I pushed this button made the fact that actually the Wi-Fi component send an HTTP request to my server. So if I reload my page, normally I should see 4 here, if I'm lucky enough, let's say. And okay, so it's not working. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to debug. So normally it should be working. So, oh, okay, I see the stuff, right? So the reason why it was not working is, oops, it was not connected. So now I guess it's connected. So I'm going to do the same. Just going to click here. Okay, nothing's happened. So I'm gonna push the button, and as I push the button now, and if I refresh it, and if I'm lucky enough, let's say, I should see my request come in. No. Okay, so I'm gonna try to debug it, see what's going on. So So I'm gonna do this. So I guess I'm gonna have to change my login and my password at the next connection. So I'm gonna inject again my script here. Okay, so that's pretty normal. That's happened all the time. So I just need to disconnect the ground and connect it back. So here, I guess that they're telling me that they're not happy if with the wiring. So I'm just going to disconnect a couple of stuff and connect it back. Okay, so now the program is sent actually to my Arduino. Okay, great. So now I can put it back here. So and again, if I push the button now, it should send actually the request fine. So I'm just going to do it again. Oh, actually, that's interesting because as you saw, I did not push the button. And it seems that actually the request was sent already before. So it means that at some point I thought that actually it was not working, whereas actually there was a delay. But anyway, I'm going to push again the button, and as I push the button, normally it should send actually a fifth time the request. So I should see it appear in something like, I don't know, 30 seconds from now. Okay, so this is 4, and if I refresh it again and again and again, probably in a couple of minutes or something, it's gonna come back. I'm pretty confident, and the reason why I'm pretty confident is, I guess, if I look at the serial monitor and that I push the button, it's saying 1, and because it's saying, actually I could debug it, so if, yeah, actually the connection was fine, so actually the request has been sent twice. It's been sent twice, so now I should see a 6 at the end here. Yeah, so as you can see, the request is sent properly, and each time it's just that you have a delay, and that's the reason why it's not working. So, I mean, we had the feeling that it was not working, whereas it was working pretty well. So right now, you know that actually you can create like kind of a box with a button. When you push the button, you can send the request to the Matomo server, and now I can change actually my SSID and my password in order for no one to hack me. Thanks for watching.